And have you seen something like that from the Cowboys before, what they just did?
You know, seriously, I still can't quite believe what I just saw. So understand my perspective, the circumstance of this. These were the freaking Eagles. These were the defending Super Bowl champs who had Mahomes down 40-6 in last year's Super Bowl. These were the Eagles who just shut down the Packers and shut down the Lions. They were the 1 seed in the NFC when they walked into our building yesterday. And we spent 4 quarters doing our damnedest to give it back and give it back and give it back. 4 quarters we did that after they had dominated us in the first quarter the way we have rarely been dominated in our history. It was 21-0 just barely into the second quarter. And because of that, when I stepped back from it, it was the most impossible, improbable, unlikely comeback in the history of this football team. And I know this history because I wrote this book about the Cowboys' history. So given that, it was the greatest comeback, but for me, it was the sweetest comeback because it saved a season that I have believed in from the start, as you know.
Yes.
And it relaunched a season that I still believe in, and we're going to talk about their playoff shot because I still give them a shot. But it was so excruciating for me to watch the first quarter of it, and then so exhilarating to the point I'm screaming at my little dog Hazel. She watches every game with me, and she's like, out of her mind because I'm screaming at Hazel. Can you believe this? And she's looking at me like, what are you doing, man? You know, like, what's wrong with you? And it went from pure agony to shocking ecstasy, in part because of CeeDee Lamb. He went, Mary had a little lamb on me again when I least expected it. He's choking his guts out. I thought he was the best receiver in football, and he's got the dropsy demons deep in his psyche now where he just can't catch anymore, especially against this team, because I don't care what you say, he dropped the game at Philadelphia in the Thursday night opener with 4 drops, 2 in the last 3 minutes. Yeah. And then he's doing it again to me yesterday. But George Pickens, who has changed my life and life in Cowboy Nation, kept saying, no, not in my new house. And the Dallas Cowboys now have a new number 1 receiver, and his name is George Pickens.
Yeah. Sure.
George Pickens took over the football game yesterday and canceled out all of our dumb blunders one after another. We don't have enough show for me to go through all of them, but there's a roughing the punter call where Flournoy touches the ball, and it was clear on another Fox replay that he touched the ball. And Coach Schottenheimer, who's going crazy in the locker room, has not challenged a single play all year and should have challenged that one and saved us, and he did not challenge. And then Coach Schottenheimer, we're shot in the foot again, he lines up little Turpin, he weighs 150 pounds as a tailback and says, let's hand it to him up the gut. And Turpentine falls and hits the back of a knee of an offensive lineman and loses the football. And I'm saying, what are you doing? Because CeeDee ran out of the backfield the day he got hurt in Chicago. And I'm saying, this is crazy. Then Jadeveon Clowney lines up offside on a huge 3rd and 8 that we stop him on, and it's, nope, sorry, he's offside. And then Tyler Guyton, who I don't like at all, the left tackle, who got replaced late in the game, and I think our backup is better than Tyler Guyton, he false starts on 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line, which is followed by Dak throwing an end zone interception to Blankenship that was just stupid. It's just like, what are you doing, man? I love Forbes. I didn't love him on that play because it looked like Jalen Hurts was the man at that point. And then Blankenship got hurt, and I think it really opened the floodgates in the back end of that defense. But then CeeDee drops what I thought was going to be the game-winning touchdown pass. It hits him right here, and he drops it. And then we go for it on 4th and goal. This is with 3 minutes left, and we miss. And we miss it. I'm saying, that's it. We lost.
I thought
we
it was
blew
over right there.
It's over. It's over. You didn't take the 3. You tried to go for 7, and you missed, and you lost. But here's the point. From 21-0 on the rest of the game, would you believe from that moment on, for the last 3 quarters, My offense rolled up 425 yards on that defense. That's from 21-0 on. 425, and we hold them to a grand total of 112 yards, including a grand total of 33 on the ground over the last 3 quarters. They get the ball 8 more times after 21-0, and they score 0 points because my defense, as I said after the Raider game, and a lot of you guys laughed at me, and you should have because it was just the Raiders, but I said the defense just looks better, bigger and better with Quinnen in there. It just looks different. It looks real. It looks authentic to me, like they have a real live defense, and they showed that to you yesterday, where everything popped, everything started to look right to my eye, where you have a chance to at least be credible on defense. So here's the damnedest thing about yesterday is that I look at it in the big picture, and seriously, laugh if you want, it felt like we were the way better team in the end. It felt like we could have won the game by 21 points if we just cleaned up our act, right? If CD had just caught balls. We looked like much better than the Eagles yesterday. That's the crazy truth about that game. So in the end, we're back in the saddle. And in the end, my biggest takeaway is bring on the Chiefs, man. Bring them on. I'm ready. Yeah.
I agree with you. You guys are a better team. You're better than the Eagles right now.
Okay, thank you.
Not for the mistakes you had early. You guys.
We had them all game, though. We didn't just do it early. We did it the whole game. Go ahead.
That's true.
Yeah.
Even like you said, that 4th down, I thought it was over.
Yeah.
But my MVP, and it's been MVP all season, and if CD could just catch the ball, would be Dak.
Yeah.
Like, other than Stafford, Dak is playing out of his mind.
He is.
And I hate to root for the Cowboys. I can't stand the Cowboys, but I've been rooting for them this year just because of Dak and the way he's playing.
That's fair.
And just knowing they have a terrible defense early in the season, he's still doing his thing. It's like, yo, this dude deserves to get into the playoffs first off and, win that championship, hopefully, for his sake. But other than that, the pressure up the middle is what separated the game at halftime. Quinnen Williams putting pressure in Hurts' face and not allowing him to do what he was doing early, which was find A.J. Brown in the middle of the field. And that's separated, along with that huge special teams play that they didn't even turn into points, but it still swung the momentum. Like you would think it would turn into points, but it didn't. And through all that, you guys still won the game. Whatever it takes for the question of have we ever seen anything like that, I was going to say the Broncos being 19 down in the 4th, but until Skip just put all that into the Eagles and into the division and what it meant for the Cowboys going forward, I would say no, I haven't. Definitely not this season.
No.
But I was definitely going to mention the Broncos.
Gotta bring it back to the Broncos.
I mean, how can you not?
Well, we're talking about the Cowboys.
The question
Why we're on the subject?
Bring it back to the Broncos.
How can you not? But I mean, the question was clearly, have you ever seen something like this before? And the first thing came to my head,
Broncos.
I said, what? I seen it in person. I seen this shit live and
It always
direct.
comes back
in
to
person.
Denver.
They was down in the 4th. It looked ugly.
It was
they dropped
the
33
Giants.
points.
It was not the Eagles.
Oh, well, I mean, it was just something like that. It was just it was like 19 nothing, 21 nothing, and y'all did y'all's. What the Cowboys did theirs over 3 quarters. So the Broncos did it in 1 quarter, 33. So I'm like, I saw something like this before. But with that being said, it still was an amazing fucking win for the Cowboys, man. The offense, my dog Dak made every play he had to make except for the pick. You know what I'm saying? And the defense, shit, they made every play that they had to make.
Every play.
And shit, the missed field goal by the Eagles was huge. That could have pushed it to 10.
Well, but Brandon Aubrey missed a chip shot 51-yarder, right?
He missed one as well. And
You think that's
they stopped him.
Chip
Saquon
shot.
fumbled.
For him, it's a chip shot. No, seriously.
It's
It's like a half a kick.
The Eagles stopped him. Then he dropped a punt. Boom, the Eagles stopped him. But you just not going to keep stopping that fucking offense, man. That shit is explosive.
Yeah.
With CD and Dak, if one of them having an off, with CD and George, if one of them having an off day, the other one going to go off, man. So, man, it's tough. We're going to get to that part. It's tough to say that they don't have a chance to make these playoffs right now.
Right. Man, that was a gritty win. That was awesome. Skip's been rubbing off on me, so I've been drinking the Dallas Kool-Aid. Finally
We all
pick
have.
them. Finally pick them, and then I'm sitting at the house yesterday, and I'm like, damn, they're down 21-0.
Same. I was sitting there
This
like,
is
oh.
over. What the hell? But I mean, you want to talk about grit. You want to talk about believing. It just felt like down the stretch, like Dallas was going to play their way back into this, and then one of those mistakes was going to come get them. But they kept fighting. Dak is playing lights out. Dak is playing like out of this world, right? George Pickens has been great.
Yep.
If we were going to say before the season that Dak's going to have a career year, but CD's going to have a down year, you would say you're crazy. There's no way.
Yeah.
Dak and CD, they're the ones that are the engine of this machine. But George Pickens, man, that guy is a beast.
Awesome.
Jerry needs to be smart.
Give Jerry some credit. Y'all better start giving Jerry.
Tell Jerry to back up the Brinks truck to George's house and give him whatever the hell he wants. I think, though, the biggest move of the offseason was obviously Micah going out of town. You're not going to replace that pass rush production. They have a couple guys that can do it, but you bring in Kenny Clark. You bring in Quinnen Williams. And now you look at that defense is better. You bring in Logan Wilson. You kind of
He brought in some pieces.
you lose your greatest player, but then you bring in some great pieces. And I love watching Quinnen Williams play. I love watching push that pocket. Kenny Clark's underrated. Kenny Clark's been up there in Green Bay.
Yep.
He's a hell of a player. I've had some real great matchups with him. So, Dallas is believing. They look good. Dak's playing well, and the defense is coming around. They're 5-5-1, and they got some juice. Playoffs. Maybe.
Yeah, well,
Right?
hey.
All right, so the play of the game, I think we'd all agree. Dak just drops back and rears back and sees pick. He's doubled. He's doubled, and he just heaves it in the fourth quarter.
That was the play of the game.
Because he knows
Money ball.
it's just he's just going to go
Jump
get
ball.
it,
He's gonna
man.
come down with
Those
it.
He's going to
jump
go up
balls.
and pick it out of the sky, right?
Pitbull, man. That
Yeah.
ball goes up
Okay,
there.
so I'm with you on Brinks truck, except I'm going to put this in some perspective because last week the Dallas Morning News reported that that Pickens was suspended not because he missed curfew, he missed the bus to the game,
yeah.
and that he has repeatedly been late to meetings all year because that's what got him out of Pittsburgh. That's what Mike T finally said. No,
Yeah.
he needs to grow up, and he's not going to grow up. More trouble than worth. He's out.
Yeah.
So they gave him away for a third-round pick, and I'm like, thank you, God. Thank you, Mike Tomlin. But now, do you give him the Brinks truck if he's just going to be late? Is it?
Yeah,
Can you
that's
live
tough.
with that? I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
your,
hey, you
that's
just gotta
your
have some
argument.
stipulations.
That's your.
You got to have some stipulations in there.
I know,
like,
you
all right,
got
yo,
to.
Negotiate.
everybody
Got
else
to.
miss a meeting, it's $20K. You miss a meeting, it's
$100.
$55K.
Okay,
Yeah.
all
Like,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
Get
You can put
after it.
all those
Yeah.
stipulations in that contract, and he'll still sign it. He'll grow up. He'll grow up real fast.
That
At
might
least
be
he has the
coming out.
camaraderie with the guys.
He does, and they seem to love him, and he seems to love playing with them in Dallas.
Yeah, you see
which-
on the sidelines,
you know?
they're chilling,
Yeah.
they're hanging out, they're
Yeah.
brothers.
That dog energy. You bring that dog
He's
energy.
Man, I'm
a
telling
dog.
you, man.
that fight, like you said, we ain't seen the Cowboys fight
No,
back like that.
Not like that.
Shit.
All right, so allow me my one daily shot at Micah Parsons, all right?
All right,
yeah, we gotta
yeah,
do this
one a
one.
day,
Yeah,
one a
gotta
day.
do
Take it.
Yeah, let's hear
Okay,
it.
just remember,
Take it.
last year with Micah playing every snap, we get run out of that building. Just run, it's 200 yards a game where we just can't stop anybody running the ball. So they're up 21-0 yesterday, and I'm thinking, are they going to give it to Saquon 20 more times? Well, no, they didn't, because Saquon, as I've always said, he's not a run establisher. He's not a beast. He's not Derrick Henry banging between the tackles. And yet, because of Quinnen and Kenny Clark, you can't just blow us out of the middle of our defensive formation where you can just run it down our throat anymore. So the rest of the way, again, after 21-0, they got 33 total rush yards. And Saquon was no factor because every time they handed him the ball, he went nowhere slowly because we're all over him. We got safeties. Those two safeties will play the run. Maybe they can't play the deep ball, but they will come up. Donovan Wilson will come up and knock your ass back. And so will Malik Hooker. So my point is, against the run, it's very different without Micah, where now we're credible, where you can't salt us away. You can't get us down 21-0 and run the clock on us, because they couldn't. They tried and they failed because we're actually credible against the run because of those two anchors in the middle of that offense.
Skip, you only talk about last year with Parsons. Like the year before and the year before, in the year before. The Cowboys wasn't in the playoffs, and the Cowboys ain't lead the league in sacks, and they won top 5 in turnover takeaways. Skip, stop. You gotta stop. You gotta stop that, Skip. You gotta stop it.
We turned it upside down.
The Cowboys was pretty good. They was a pretty good fucking team with Parsons for 3 years. Then in 2024, everybody was hurt and they was trash. So I mean,
he wasn't hurt.
I mean,
and he was trash.
And then we see the Cowboys. We see the Cowboys with 2 games with Quinnen, and now their defense is just so much better.
Well, it is.
But they're not gonna go to the fucking playoffs this year without them.
We sure about that?
We don't know that.
All right, well, let's bet that next. Then
I take Dallas over Green Bay right now like a mug.
Well, that's
a fact, and especially that defense. Because Green Bay can't stop the run still. Because Minnesota was toting that.
You crazy as shit. Green Bay is ranked better than the Cowboys in every defensive category.
That's before Quinnen got there.
Right now, Green Bay is better than them in every defensive category.
Half of that Michael fault because he was in Dallas first.
Half of that, Mike ain't got shit. Half of that is Parsons' fault.
But if
Green
you're
Bay,
the leader of that defense, like Myles Garrett, the leader in Cleveland, you gonna take the brunt of that blame. You got to. You the dog in the middle.
Well, we already had this conversation. My dog Max, hey, I don't mean to shoot no more slugs.
Oh, God.
You see what the Raiders do, right? Their defense is shitty. Max Crosby on that defense, he's a fucking goon, right? Do he take the brunt of that? We don't say shit about it. So we got to stop that, bro. We got to stop that.
Okay, wait a second. Cleveland had 64 yards rushing yesterday. 64.
Right.
Max was in the backfield.
Max is a beast, bro.
Okay.
That guy is everywhere.
He's a beast.
His intent is to stop the run.
I mean, we need 11 Max Crosby's out there on defense.
That was just Cleveland. We can go down the line and see who all rushed for 130 on the Raiders. Like, we can go down the line. Shall we do it?
Okay.
I got a question.
Wait.
Shall we do that?
Second game of the year last year, New Orleans. The Saints, the Aints come to Dallas. Micah plays every snap, and DeMarcus Lawrence plays every snap. So we got both of them. We got our bookend ends. They have 190 yards rushing, and it's 35-16 at halftime, New Orleans. They had Carr. Derek Carr was.
That was a great day.
But to your point, though, it may be the position that he's in. True, he's not in the middle, but that just makes the point even better. Dallas needed guys in that middle to stop the run. And because Micah's on the edge, he can't take all the blame for not stopping it either because he's not out of position.
I'm just going to sit back. I ain't going to say nothing. Nobody better not run for 130 on the Cowboys this year.
All right.
They better not. You better not be here, and Skip gonna be here. You better not be here. You better not be here, bro.
I'm waiting on it.
Shit.
Right now,
I'm not crowning nobody off 2 games. I just can't do it.
Let me ask you this.
I'm not gonna do it.
Do you think that Dallas's defense with Quinnen Williams is better than Dallas's defense with Micah Parsons?
Good question.
Do you think they got better?
Well, I look at Michael Parsons' whole body of work. He came in the league. They was in the NFC chip in the playoffs every year. So that defense was fucking doing something.
Well, who was inside at that time?
They were in the NFC chip. What are you talking about?
Well, division or whatever. I mean,
but not
they was close. They was close.
But they were in the championship game. They haven't been in for 30 years.
Well, they was in the playoffs. They was in the division. They was in the playoff every year. Put it like that. Was they not in the playoffs every year?
Yeah, they were in the playoffs, but they're just a wild
21, 22, 23, was they not in the playoffs?
Yeah.
All right, so let me see Quinnen Williams' defense get in the playoffs. And to answer your question, Parsons' defense was better because he got 3 playoff appearances. Quinnen Williams' defense, they don't have none yet.
But Quinnen just got
there.
Well, all right, well, that's my whole point. He just got there. Let's actually do something. Let's actually get some stats. Let's actually get in the playoffs before we crown him.
Oh.
Can we do that?
Well, if you'll do that with Bo Nix, I'll do that with Micah Parsons, right? Right?
Bo Nix has been to the playoffs his rookie year.
Yeah, and they got bum rushed.
But it don't matter. He was there.
Okay.
He was there. It's hard enough to get there.
Okay.
Only 7 teams on that side get there.
Okay.
Bo got there.
Micah, I watched 4 playoff games as a Dallas Cowboy with Micah Parsons, and he had 1 sack in 4 games.
Well, if they got there,
3 of them.
that defense wasn't fucking trash.
No.
Now, they had some linebackers, too.
All right, well, that's what I'm saying. They had some people there, too.
linebackers.
But that defense, you can't say that Parsons' defense was fucking trash if they was in the playoffs, right?
No,
right?
I'm not saying Parsons
they're
is trash. I'm saying is the accusations that they have with Kent and Williams is a better fit than Michael Parsons being there.
Right.
I'm not saying Michael Parsons is not better than Quinnen Williams.
Versus the Raiders and versus a team who averaged 2 yards a carry versus everybody.
Versus the Eagles.
Versus everybody. The Eagles average 2 yards a carry versus everybody, though.
But
Let's
they
get
were
that
still
clear, right?
8-2.
It ain't like the Eagles rush for 130 every game, and then they ran into the Cowboys, and he averaged 2 yards a carry. This shit is every fucking week with the Eagles. They average 2 yards a carry versus everybody.
Okay.
Okay, we got to do the playoff picture, though, for the Cowboys, because Steve, you're leaning that they're still not going to make it. But 5-5-1, they're currently the 10 seed. That's 3 spots away from the playoffs, okay? They do have the Chiefs on Thanksgiving, in a couple days. So I need to know, Skip, do you have the Cowboys making the playoffs? I think you do.
Of course he do.
I do. And I believe
it.
I believe it.
We know, Skip.
I believe it with all my heart and soul. I am seeing it and believing it. And I'm looking at this schedule. I just think we can beat the Chiefs at home on Thanksgiving. We're good at home on Thanksgiving. They're 3.5-point favorites. We're going to win that game. And then we go to Detroit. And I used to think the team that you picked to win the NFC was a world beater, man. And I thought there's no way on a Thursday night we can go win at Detroit. And since the head coach decided to be the coordinator and call the plays, they ain't looking the same to me. They don't look. I know Jahmyr Gibbs had a monster game, but it took every last step of him to get them home at home against the Giants. Really, in overtime. So
you know them trash teams come out and play sometimes.
Okay,
right?
I got it. But are we capable of going up there and outscoring them in their place? Yeah, we're capable of doing that. And then we get home games against Minnesota and the Chargers. And we can beat both those teams. JJ is really having a hard time, man. He is regressing by the week.
Yeah.
Okay? So we can win those games. We've beaten Justin Herbert twice before already. So we could beat him. And then we get to finish at Washington at Giants. Well, they could rise up and shock us, I guess. But if we have to go win those games to make the playoffs, could we? Could we get to 11-5-1 or even 10-6-1? You better believe we could. And you saw it with your own eyes yesterday. So, yes, I give them a great shot.
Yeah. I give them a shot.
Okay.
It's a fucking long shot. It's like one of them golf, I don't even know the golf terms, but you know one of them long ass shots.
Deep drive, long drive.
Yeah.
Hole in one.
Hole in one.
It's a hole in one challenge type shot. You know what I'm saying? But I just you need the Lions. First of all, you need the Green Bay to beat the Lions. Mm-hmm. That's what you need.
You do, I agree.
They got one more loss, so you need the Lions to be the one.
Well, we need a bunch
losing.
of.
And you play the Lions. And you play the Lions, so that can give them another loss. If Green Bay beat them, then you beat them, boom, you could pass them like that.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? You need the Panthers, what they scheduled, they coming away with 6+ losses. You know what I'm saying? You got 5 losses, they gonna finish with 6+ losses.
Okay.
You will knock them out. And then you need the Niners to start losing. And they play the Colts, the Bears, the Seahawks. It ain't just easy pickings for the Niners neither. But the main thing the Cowboys got to do is win out. I don't even know if they could lose one game. One more game.
Probably afford to lose
one.
Maybe one.
Maybe, depending on all them other things.
I mean, but all these teams like play. So if you lose one, who you lose it to? The Lions.
And
then like you
gotta
feel
be
me?
the Chiefs.
You gotta have the
It gotta be the Chiefs.
Look, bro.
5 of the next 6, I think, could get you win if you lose to the Chiefs. But winning now to make it safe. But you got the most favorable.
Do you see the NFC? Like who finna have fucking 6 losses?
Chargers.
Yeah.
Who gonna have 6 losses in NFC?
Yeah.
The Panthers, the Chargers.
They not gonna be in there. They not gonna make the playoffs, bro. Like
I think that AFC North beats up on each other.
Yeah,
like, bro,
North beats up on each other.
I mean NFC.
I think playoffs start this week for the Cowboys. If they want to
definitely do. They can't lose no more.
Yeah.
If they go get the Chiefs, ooh, we're in business, Skip. We are in business.
We are in business.
And then, they got the Chiefs who've been up and down. I know, I'm all in. I got to get myself a Dak jersey.
I was thinking that. I was like, I wish I had a jersey to wear.
We got to get a 3XL Dak jersey up in here.
A Quinnen, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll go Quinnen Williams. I'll rock Kenny Clark.
92.
That's it.
Yeah, there
you need a Logan Kenny, whatever you said.
Dak's having a great year.
They got a great chance, Kenzie. But if I was a betting man,
But you are.
Well,
I give them. I said at the beginning of the year, 7, 8, 9 wins.
You did
solid
say that.
form. I think they're gonna end up around 7, 8, 9 wins.
You're creeping up there a little. You creeped up 9,
7, 8,
9, 10, 9 or 10.
They beat the
we
Chiefs.
can roll the tape. We can roll the tape. I always said 7, 8.
I think you said 8. Yeah, it was like 7, 8.
7 is. No.
8, 9.
6, 7. 6, 7. You know what I'm saying?
You guys are grown men.
I don't even know what that means. I don't get it, but I
kids, man.
That's for 12-year-olds, guys.
Man. My son came in doing it. I said, cut it out.
Cut it out. I think they're gonna end up right around where I said they're gonna end up, man.
There's a little hope for the Cowboys.
By the way,
it's tough games.
Don't sleep on the fact in the division they're leading at 3-1. Dallas is 3-1 in the division. That, as a tiebreaker, could serve you well before this is over.
Yeah.
Well, the chat, 53% of
Really?
them think they're going to make the playoffs.
Wow.
We went from 30% last week, you remember, to 53.
Hey, so they
Some
creeping up.
hope
They
in the
creeping up.
Cowboys.
The chat. Believe in Dallas. Let's go.
Drinking
Well,
the
this Eagles game
It already
Kool-Aid.
worked
a lot.
on me. It already worked on me.
This Chiefs game is going
Just give you a big game. I mean,
He's starting to play
dude.
well, though.
that's
I mean,
news.
you playing the back against the wall Chiefs now. There's a different
I agree.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
They're like back against the wall.
They're up and
Chiefs.
down. They're up and down.
No, they up right now.
Well,
All
here we
right.
go.
Guys, we got to get into 36 hours of fun because this show is presented by...